Breaking news, as Ohio State has named Julian Sayin its starting quarterback to begin the 2025 season. Ryan Day made that decision as they prepare for their Week 1 matchup against Texas. We'll get into that. We'll get into what Lincoln Kienholz does now as QB2 for the Buckeyes. Plenty to talk about there, and a little bit about Kayden McDonald and the waves he's made at camp for the Buckeyes lately. Before we get into everything happening with the quarterback competition that's now solved, Ryan Day is the one that made this decision. Do you trust Ryan Day at this point to choose the quarterback? If you do, give this video a like. He's done the Haskins-Burrow competition, the McCord-Devin Brown competition, the C.J. Stroud-Kyle McCord competition. So if you trust Ryan Day at this point to make these quarterback decisions, go ahead and give the video a like. So Pete Thamel putting out nice and early this morning that Ohio State goes with Julian Sayin as QB1 to begin the season. I expected this. I know a lot of fans expected this. We'll get into that plenty. But I want to get right into what Ryan Day had to say as this quarterback competition comes to an end for now. So Day, nice and early on a Monday morning, Julian Sayin will be the starting quarterback versus Texas. It was a close competition. I think both guys, we all feel confident, can win a game for us. I think Julian separated himself really over the last week with his consistent play. I feel like our guys are confident again with both quarterbacks. I think we need both quarterbacks at some point during the season. Lincoln did a lot of great things, but we're going to name Julian the starter here and give him the majority of the reps with the ones. We will prepare to beat Texas. The last quote there I do want to add, they've talked multiple times about how they want 2 weeks to prepare for Texas, right? You need to name a starting quarterback to use those 2 weeks. So now we have Julian Sayin again. I think most Buckeye fans are familiar with him at this point. You have a redshirt freshman, was at Alabama. He's a California kid, and once Nick Saban left, he quickly left also to shift over to Ohio State. 5-star, top 10 in his class, really, really well-ranked and well-regarded quarterback, and the Buckeyes kind of snagged him after the Alabama thing didn't work out. It forced Aaron Nolan to transfer for the Buckeyes, so it was a big deal when they got Julian Sayin and kind of vaulted him right to the top of that QB room they knew after Will Howard left. We will get into that more in just a couple of minutes here. But I want to hear from you guys. What is your confidence level in Julian Sayin? Again, a guy that's played, I think, 9 total snaps last year. Not a lot of football so far as a starter or even a quarterback in general. We've seen great play from year 1 quarterbacks in the past with the Buckeyes. What do you think Sayin will give us? Scale it 1 to 10. So this is what we expected, guys. As I talked about, when Sayin came over, Aaron Nolan immediately transferred. You have another 5-star, a top 10 player, and a guy that Nick Saban had his personal stamp of approval on. This is what we expected, and it's a dang good choice. Ryan Day made the right decision here. This is a guy you're going to get elite quarterback play out of. And we know the C.J. Stroud story. He lost to Oregon in that first year. It took a hot minute to get going. So, yeah, you may see those things with Stroud, but this was the right decision for both this year, for next year, possibly the year after that. I mean, however Ohio State handles Sayin, however he looks, this was the right decision. I asked you earlier, do you trust Ryan Day? And again, if you do, give this video a like. I would like the video. I trust Ryan Day. He has been through enough quarterback competitions. He has seen enough quarterback talent, both in the NFL and college football, and at Ohio State. This is a guy who knows quarterbacks. What we have seen from Julian Sayin, and again, the spring game is what a lot of people like to go off of, and his stats were solid in the spring game. I liked what Julian Sayin had going for him there, but the scrimmages, right, has been a big thing over the past probably month, and especially the past week and a half. It seems that Sayin really cemented himself as QB1, did enough that Ryan Day was impressed. Brian Hartline, the new offensive coordinator for the Buckeyes, was impressed. So everything that Sayin did there clearly stuck out over the past week to get him named the starting quarterback. Look, we got a great OSU polo here, and the biggest thing I can stress to you guys is it's on sale right now. Was $40, now $30. You want to take advantage of the deal before it changes. Chatsports.com/OSU Polo. Take advantage of the deal today. Make sure you get that price today. Chatsports.com/OSU Polo. That leaves us to the, loser of the quarterback competition. Not what I consider him, but, that's a take from it. Lincoln Kienholz has to lean into that QB2 role. Okay, he's a junior, doesn't win the quarterback one job, but we've already seen a lot from Ryan Day talking about they're going to need Lincoln. They want Lincoln to be a part of the game plan in certain games. They're going to need him at different points during the season. What you have in Lincoln Kienholz is a terrific backup quarterback. This is one of the best possible options you can have as a backup. For me, I've said many times, I'd have been comfortable with either guy. I'd have liked either guy. Yes, I thought it would be Sayin. I predicted it would be Sayin, but I'm perfectly comfortable and excited to still have Lincoln Kienholz in that quarterback room. He was Mr. Football in North Dakota. He's a really, really great athlete. He's got a bigger build at quarterback. I predict they will use him. And we've seen in the past, if you recall last year in the Michigan State game, Devin Brown had to enter and save the day for the Buckeyes when Will Howard got knocked out. You will need Lincoln Kienholz at some point during this season. Now, looking into the future, that's a tough one to look at for Lincoln Kienholz. This is a really talented quarterback. Good chance he transfers. Okay, so it's going to be similar to Kyle McCord. It's going to be similar to Joe Burrow, and I do think that Keenholes is more of a Joe Burrow than a Kyle McCord. I think you could see Lincoln Kienholz at Ole Miss or a top 25 program last year, keeping them competitive. Not like Kyle McCord, where he just took the place that would give him the most money and give him the most playing time and guarantee him. Keenholes is going to go somewhere and make a difference for, I would predict, an SEC team. You never know. It could be a Big Ten team. I predict he will transfer. But want to see what you guys think here with Lincoln Kienholz. Do you think he will transfer after the season is over? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Enough with the quarterbacks, right? Let's get a little extra in here. Ohio State has a rising star that has, I don't want to say quietly made himself known, but again, another situation where as camp has gone on, Kayden McDonald has gotten better and better and better to the point that the past week, everybody has kind of taken notice and had eyes on him. Cameron Teague Robinson of The Athletic noting a little bit about McDonald. For much of the offseason, I thought McDonald would turn into a star, and it sounds like he's finally playing like it in camp. James Peoples has raved about him along with just about everybody else you ask. I love that because when you get other players that are having to deal with these guys in practice, talking about how hard it is to get past them, how much of a difference they're making, how good they are, that says something. So James Peoples saying Kayden McDonald has looked really, really good. That kind of speaks to me and lets me know that he's finally shown up. Young player, just a freshman, and that defensive tackle room is young too. Edric Houston has been the main name, but McDonald now comes up a little bit, makes a little bit more known within that room. He's a freshman, but they went all the way to Georgia to get him. They got him, and they've been waiting for him to pop a little bit. Why not now? Why not fall camp, towards the end of camp, towards the end of earning a job and playing time and things like that for defensive line coach Larry Johnson? Perfect timing for Kayden McDonald. Houston and McDonald are going to be a nasty 1-2 punch this year, next year. We'll see their NFL stock, but possibly the year after. And I love that McDonald has kind of cemented himself and made himself a little bit more of a star. Breaking news today. That's what we brought you. And if you want more Ohio State coverage, be sure to subscribe for more free content. Again, looking at that defensive tackle room, you like Houston. He's a sophomore. He shined early in camp. He got injured, and the freak out about his injury kind of told me how good Edric Houston is and how much stock the Buckeye defense has in him. Now McDonald comes up as a star. Again, nasty 1-2 punch there. Tywone Malone, Mensa, Carter, Odom, all good options heading into the future and guys that could play if there's an injury. But, man, we put those two guys up on the screen for you because Houston, McDonald, you're going to see them a ton this season for the Buckeyes.